Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. So obviously at Elimination Chamber, we saw Travis Scott come out with The Rock. We don't really know why or what this means or what it symbolizes, but we did see Travis Scott get very involved in John Cena turning heel, becoming a bad guy. We saw Travis Scott smoking a something, in the middle of the ring, whatever that might be, your guess, right? We also saw Travis Scott absolutely clobber Cody Rhodes with a punch to the face, and now there are rumors that Cody Rhodes has a black eye, has a busted eardrum. I wouldn't place the blame solely on Travis Scott. I mean, we saw John Cena really beat the shit out of him with that watch on his fist. He also really clobbered him with the championship belt. So I say it's sort of the totality of the ass beating that Cody Rhodes got probably led to him getting a black eye and probably him getting a busted eardrum. Also, WWE does a great job of presenting these rumors to the dirt sheets, to the internet wrestling community, to allow the storyline to continue to expand and continue to deepen. Now, I do actually assume that Cody Rhodes is probably a little bit hurt since he really did get beat up pretty good, and the punch to the face that we've seen on video from Travis Scott was pretty stiff, as we say, but so he might probably have a black eye from that one punch. He may have a busted eardrum, right? But it's also about putting over how vicious John Cena has become now that he's turned to a bad guy. How vicious he was in that very moment that The Rock told him to, right? And that face that John Cena gave is one of the most iconic shots you're ever going to see, from the celebration, from the jubilation to being excited about facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41, to hugging him, to the complete demeanor change. One of the most iconic shots. But speaking of Travis Scott again, let's go Travis Scott versus Bad Bunny. That's really the only option we have now. Celebrity versus celebrity at WrestleMania 41. Probably never going to happen because usually the celebrity faces the wrestler because you need someone to lead the match. You need someone to carry the match. The celebrity usually doesn't have that ability, that skill, or that experience to be able to lead that match. And I know Bad Bunny really loves WWE, so he's probably been training a lot. He wants to get back in there. He stated that. Travis Scott, I don't know if he's training. The Rock sort of hinted at that there might be a tag team match, that he is training. Well, he needs to really start training and learn how to actually work if we're potentially going to see him in a tag match or be The Rock's partner. Or really, what would be really cool if Bad Bunny comes out there and faces him, beats the shit out of him, and helps Cody Rhodes move in that direction. I don't think we're ever going to see, Travis Scott versus Bad Bunny, but it would be really cool, and a celebrity versus celebrity match would be tight. Because we all know the greatest celebrity wrestler of all time still is Pat McAfee, and he's on commentary, and he can jump in the ring anytime he wants to do some freaking work. But I think we also have, speaking of WrestleMania, I think we also have a new match for WrestleMania 41 that's sort of in development, as we know that AJ Styles is going to call out Logan Paul, I believe on the March 10th edition of Monday Night Raw, along with the steel cage match with CM Punk and Seth Rollins, where I envision Roman Reigns coming back and then setting up that triple threat match where there could be some sort of stipulations for the main event. There could not be, but we're definitely going to see those three massive superstars go head to head on WrestleMania. Now, if it's just that match, I think that should main event night one, and then you should have Cody Rhodes versus John Cena main event night two. But then you're going to have AJ Styles call out Logan Paul, and I believe it's setting up that match for WrestleMania 41, which I think could be a really good match. Logan Paul just needs more reps. He needs more experience in the ring. He needs more experience just working and having improvisation and moving on the fly and understanding how things unfold in a professional wrestling match, being able to listen to the crowd, understand what needs to happen here and why, and how to execute the moves with some intensity, but as to why he's executing the moves he's doing, not just doing the flips or not just doing all of, Hangman Adam Page's moves, but doing the moves for a reason, and the reason is to win the match, and that has to be shown in his display of professional wrestling, not just like a script that he's following over and over and over again to do moves and moves and moves and moves and moves. And I think working and wrestling and gaining the knowledge from a legend like AJ Styles is absolutely fantastic. Now, AJ Styles is going to lose that match because they are pushing Logan Paul for some reason. Yes, he's quite a good heel. He's a heel because he's actually hated, so it's sort of okay. And then he's a bit of a troll, but he doesn't. If WWE is actually going to try and use him and use his superstar power in the right way, of course they're going to have him beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. I think that's a good opponent. There's been some conversation online that AJ Styles, because he probably only has a couple years left of his wrestling career. He says he wants to retire before the age of 50. I believe he's 47 right now, so it gives us a little less than 2 years before AJ Styles hangs it up, and he's one of the greatest to ever do it. People are saying now he deserves better, so he should move over to AEW so he can wrestle guys like Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay and Hangman Adam Page because he deserves better than Logan Paul. Now, that's an argument to be had, but maybe you can't just leave companies, right? He's under contract and things of that nature. But I also think AJ Styles can make the best out of any situation that he's given, and he's had some really high profile, really high main event marquee matchups in his WWE career that people are going to remember forever. AJ Styles is one of the best to ever do it, and I think locking up with Logan Paul will make Logan Paul better, will also be a good match. They have some sort of clashing styles. AJ Styles can do some of the flippy stuff, but he's also very aggressive and very intense and can get very mean at times. Now, hopefully he can draw that out of Logan Paul so we can see more intensity from Logan Paul as he elevates his in-ring skills. So I think that's a pretty cool match for WrestleMania 41, and I'm just excited to see how Logan Paul shows up for that match and what AJ Styles, as the veteran, as the legend, can draw out of him in, maybe his second to last or final WrestleMania. Who knows at this point when wrestlers start to get up in age. But the real conversation that we need to have is what's next for Cena? What happens? Right? We saw the most iconic moment in the last at least maybe 20 years, maybe ever, when John Cena turned bad. Again, the shot on his face was iconic. The picture of him and The Rock, all of these things are absolutely unbelievable. I never saw it coming. I think those who did say they saw it coming are lying, right? Like, everyone was absolutely shocked, and there's 100% fact that there's a bunch of kids watching that moment on Saturday who were crying. I was about to cry because John Cena was our hero. So what is next for Cena? We know now that it's going to be Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania in the main event probably of night 2. Now, if John Cena wins his 17th world title, it was all worth it. He sold his soul to The Rock, and it was all worth it. What if he loses? What if Cody Rhodes retains? What happens then to John Cena's soul, to his psyche? But let's say he wins. Let's say John Cena does win his 17th world title. I think then it turns into a John Cena, CM Punk, all-time feud, Summer of Punk, and then maybe CM Punk takes that title from John Cena at SummerSlam. Or you see CM Punk and The Rock feud, and eventually still leading to CM Punk versus John Cena somewhere down the line where he takes the title away from him. Now, I don't know if we're going to see at the end of this year, if we're going to see John Cena continue because this was all a farce, or if we're going to see John Cena come back to the good side by the end of the year, have his one last match, maybe with John Cena or maybe with Randy Orton, and then that's sort of the end of John Cena's career. He went out 2025 with a bang, creating the most iconic moment we've seen in the last 20 years, especially in John Cena's career. And then we get the elevation of CM Punk to WWE Champion, potentially with Cody Rhodes facing him or chasing him, and then Randy Orton's in the mix. And there's so many different options to do with the WWE title. But for John Cena, he has to win at WrestleMania 41, or none of this was worth it. And that's an interesting thing there, right? He sold his soul specifically to win this title at WrestleMania 41, to be the man, to beat Ric Flair, to have 17 world titles. But if he loses, what does that do to him? What does that do to his psyche? What does that do for why he did the thing that he did? Could it destroy everything? And I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be an interesting story to tell as well for John Cena as he heads into the rest of the year after losing at WrestleMania 41. But I do think he's going to win. I do think we're going to see John Cena and The Rock, hold that title up sort of together because The Rock owns John Cena. So really it's The Rock winning that title, but John Cena is actually doing the match. And so we see that may be another iconic shot that closes out WrestleMania 41. And then if CM Punk is involved, then we move into Summer of Punk where he is just going after The Rock and John Cena, potentially with the help of Cody Rhodes, and now we have some juice flowing into the summer for SummerSlam, which is now going to be 2 days. So there's a ton of options, a bunch of things that I'm excited about. I can't wait to see how it unfolds. As a wrestling fan, it's this exciting time, the road to WrestleMania and beyond. So let's get excited. Let's talk about the things that we love. Let's talk about the things that we're excited to see. Let's boost wrestling up. Let's be as positive as possible. And as always, please comment your thoughts, your opinions, your feelings, your predictions, anything you think might happen, didn't happen, you want to happen, you agree, you disagree with, all of the above, and then smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and share this with every single wrestling fan you know on the planet as we build this community together. Cheers. See you guys next time.